Hey, Clay, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy holidays, everyone. Whatever you celebrate. I hope you had a pleasant one.
Oh, yeah. Pleasant,
And
safe.
2026, I can't believe that. That's crazy.
2025 just blew by. It just blew by.
And good riddance.
Yeah, really. It's been a long season.
It's been a long season. Anyway, Clay from Brooklyn, football the fellas. Who am I here with?
Mr. Man Mazo, it's all about Big Blue. Hey, it's all
Yes,
about
sir.
Big Blue into 2025, and going into 2026, it's still all about Big Blue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, Clay,
Uh,
the season's just been long, man. It's been long.
was there a season? Oh, man. I must took a nap.
Should have, because I had nightmares. I'm having nightmares.
Oh, man. Oh, man. But hey, one more to go. One more to go. And it's against Dallas. So I know there's been a lot of talk about the draft.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get into that, but there will not come a time when I want to lose to Dallas.
No.
That is not a thing. I do not want to lose to Dallas. I get why a lot of people think losing to Dallas would be beneficial, and I hear that. And after the game, I'll be thinking about that. But when you're watching the game, are you thinking, "Oh, hey, let's lose to Dallas"?
Oh no. As soon as they get on the field, I'm like, are you kidding me? Let's get them, let's blow them out. I mean,
I can't
I've
stand
heard,
that.
but Clay, I've heard this. Don't know if you heard that when they there's been the interviewers went to Dallas and they went to talk to Jerry Jones, and they were talking about Dak, and Dak might not play the entire game. He might only play a half. So
I mean, listen, different teams go about things differently, but maybe that's their way of saying we should be up by so much against the Giants by halftime that we won't need him. Like, I don't think if it's 17-14 at the half, I don't know. I just can't see Dallas saying, especially here's the reason I think Dallas definitely wants to win. They are 7-8-1.
oh
So
yeah,
if they win this game, they get to 500. They get to 8-8-1. But if they lose this game, they're 7-9-1, which is, significantly below 500. And I just don't think they want that stench. They don't want, this season to be a under 500 season. So I actually think that's working in our favor, so to speak, those of us who want Dallas to win so our draft pick can be better. But for those of us who are trying to beat Dallas no matter what and for whatever reason, sure, let Dak sit out the second half. I'm okay with that. Hopefully, knock the crap out of him and he won't want to play the second half. I
that's
don't want to
right.
be injured. I just want to be like, I'm done. That hurt.
Hey, how do we look going into this game though? We got our guys like our injury
Excellent.
report. Let me
Yes.
tell
Here's
me
my
what's going
injury
on there,
report.
because
So one could argue that we are taking a page out of the Raiders book because here's the list of people who have already been determined to be out for the Giants.
a list.
Cordell Flott, Javon Holland, Raheem Nunez-Roches, Wandale Robinson, Theo Johnson, and of course, Evan Neal. And here's who did not practice the last few days: Dexter Lawrence. Here's who was limited in practice this week: Abdul Carter,
Ooh,
Roy Robertson Harris, and of course, Jalen Hyatt. So that's a whole lot of people who might not play,
what?
several of whom definitely won't play.
That's. Are we going? Is this gonna be like a preseason game? Are we gonna know anybody out there? I mean, is Dart's going to play though?
As far as we can tell, Dart's going to play, and he seems like he can't wait to play.
Right.
Um, Before I forget, so for Dallas, linebacker DeMarvion Overshown is out, cornerback Siobhan Revel is out, running back Javonte Williams is out, and guard TJ Bass is out. So their list is much shorter. I'm
Right.
not saying those players aren't significant, but I think our list is longer and has more people that I think, not that we have that many wins, but who contribute to our ability to win.
Right. We're not that
So
deep. We're not that deep where we can just
we're
let.
not that deep. We can't afford to lose people.
No.
So yeah, our defense, if Flott and Holland and Rogers are out for sure, and if Abdul Carter and Roy Robertson Harris are limited participants in practice, which means they're clearly not 100%, and Dexter is on the did not practice list, they might drop 40 or 50 on us.
Right. In the first half.
So maybe that's why Dak's only playing a half, because he's like, oh, we should be up 35 nothing by then. So
Really. I didn't realize that many of the
Anyway,
Giants were going to be at least the possibility of not playing. I didn't realize it'd be like that. Wow. Wow.
here's the other things I usually do with the stats. So we are 21st in the league in points scored. We average 21 and a half points per game. We are 26th in the league in points allowed. We allow 26 and a half points per game. That's a coincidence that those numbers are the same, but we are ranked 21st on offense and 26th on defense. They are fourth in the league in points scored. They're scoring 28 and a half points a game, but they are dead last in the league in points allowed, giving up 29.8 points a game, just under 30 points a game. So we should be able to score on them,
Oh yeah.
but they're probably going to be able to score on us too. So,
Right.
so this might be a shootout.
That's gonna
This
be. I was
might
gonna
be,
say it's gonna be like an old like like
a
Baby
track
Express
meet.
game where like people go up and down. When
Yes.
we play, what's the other team?
The
The two,
Redskins
yeah, the Redskins. When we were going up and down the field, just back and
are
forth at each
scoring
other.
left and right.
Like who had
Like
the
a track
ball
meet.
last was gonna win.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh man, this is gonna be.
Those
Oh,
good
this is a
days.
good one.
If only there was iPhones back in those days,
Really.
we'd be YouTube famous. Anyway, that was a long time ago.
Oh yeah, oh
There
yeah.
wasn't even internet yet, much less
It was
iPhone.
barely internet
Anyway,
then, right?
so yeah, no, barely. There was no internet. This was the 80s. Internet. That was
True, that's right.
decades out.
That's right.
There weren't even home computers yet, much less laptops, much less internet. Anyway, we're telling on our age. Uh, so that's the stats and the injury report, but it's still Giants Dallas, right? And Giants Cowboys is, that's a rivalry. We can't stand each other.
No. Home game?
I'm hoping we beat them badly. But the odds are not in our favor. By the way, Dallas is favored by 3.5 points if you're into that sort of thing. We don't bet, but for those who do, Dallas is favored by a little over a field goal. And so, that's what's going on as far as who's going to play and how we've done, yada, yada, yada. But it's the last game of the year. So who knows? Maybe Kafka is, going to empty the bench, like you said, and play in some people who have been on the practice squad or who've been on the team, but just not getting many reps. Maybe there'll be some, gunner at wide receiver reps, things like that.
Maybe Turbo will come up. Maybe, bring Turbo off the practice
Peace,
squad.
peace, peace.
Could possibly do that.
I don't even hope for it anymore. Obviously that's what I would love to happen, but I don't even, put it on my wish list. I'm just like, we're just not going to do it. We're just not that smart.
But
So,
what about the offensive line though? We're gonna not all those guys are gonna.
so yeah, I mean, I know Andrew Thomas is still injured. He wasn't on the injury report, so I didn't mention his name because he wasn't listed as injured. But I remember reading earlier in the week that he was still having some issues. And so if I'm the Giants, I don't risk Andrew Thomas in week 18
Right.
because God forbid he, ruptures that hamstring and now he's out the first 2 months next year or whatever. Like I'm guessing Andrew Thomas isn't playing, but they
Okay.
didn't put him on the injury report. So that could just be a coach's decision. And it would be the right decision in my opinion. Although you don't want, Dart to get hurt, but you also don't want Thomas to get hurt.
No, right. I would sit
I
Thomas.
would say Thomas and Dexter. I mean, honestly, even draft pick aside, even if we were locked in at whatever draft slot it just doesn't make sense to me to risk those two players when you know that, this season is basically over.
Right.
Well, see, season is over.
I was gonna
Let's
say
let's talk
basically.
a little bit. So I know we've said, we've talked ad infinitum as many people have about the fact that we have the second overall pick and that we still do have a shot at the first overall pick, right? If the Raiders win and we lose, then we would be back in the driver's seat with the first overall pick. But I mean, I'm hoping that the Raiders win, at least make it interesting. I just don't see it. I think the Raiders are working hard at that first pick. So I
Right.
just don't.
With the Raiders, if the Raiders won, I mean, and we lost, we'd switch. We would be one
Yes,
and they'd
if
be
the
two.
Raiders win and we lose, we get the first pick. But if we
Okay.
either both win or both lose, the Raiders keep it.
Okay.
Because right now they are 2-14 and we are one of the teams that's 3-13. The Jets are also 3-13. Tennessee is 3-13, and Arizona is 3-13. And all three of those teams play good teams that are still fighting for playoff positions. So I
Right.
don't see them winning their games either. Um, but you never know. I mean, anything is possible.
But you
Uh,
see, but even if, again, the whole thing about coming in first is what is being able to trade down, like something like you put in the mock draft.
right, right, exactly. Yes, like I was saying before, and in the mock draft, um, if we get the first overall pick, that makes it even more valuable to a team that needs a quarterback that wants to move up. If the Raiders get the first overall pick, they clearly are a team that is likely to pick a quarterback. So then you'd be looking at the second quarterback. Now, what I also have said is that if we think there's only two really, and by we I mean the NFL, not you and me. If the general consensus is that there's two really good quarterbacks, then the second pick is just about as good as the first pick because if your team needs a quarterback, when it gets to number two, that's the last one left,
Right.
right? So
Right.
I can see somebody saying, "Oh, well, now we got to trade with that team because I don't want the third best quarterback."
Right.
A lot of teams think that the third best quarterback isn't worth the third overall pick. That at least that's what we're hoping. We're hoping
For
that
right now.
third best quarterback is somebody with like a second round grade. So that team's like, no, I got to get that guy who's the second best. And then that pick might become just as valuable as the first pick would have been.
If for those of y'all, we want our viewers to make sure you check out the last midweek mock draft, the one previous to this. Check out
Yes.
that midweek
Yes.
mock draft and check out Clay's his picks. The strategy he's using is gonna go like,
I
but
mean, listen,
let me know what you think about that though, please. Please let me know.
please do, please do. I'm
It may
trying
look
different
a
things.
little
I'm trying different things.
crazy, but when you really break it down, we're hoping that the giant brass will like use some of that because
And shout out to Steve Bartlett, who gave me some feedback and some thoughts. I tried to incorporate them, Steve. I traded with somebody other than the Jets this time, as you see, so that we can have different, scenarios to at least discuss. But yeah, so what I'm also looking forward to is Monday morning.
oh, and Monday morning, what will that bring us? Oh.
So as many people refer to it, Black Monday, when sometimes the employment status of various GMs and coaches around the league is terminated. I'm hoping we catch that bug too. Oh, Black Monday, coming down some Black Monday. So yes, I'm hoping Joe Shane's last day is Sunday. I'm hoping that he is no longer his key card won't work when he gets to work Monday. And like security, security, oh,
Get him.
escort this man. Yeah, no, it's time to move on from Joe Shane, and
It's
I'm
time.
hoping to do it sooner rather than later. So a lot of the things we've posted in the last couple of weeks talking about this potential trade and this potential draft, whatever. Um, Part of why that is so hard to predict is that we don't know if it's going to be Shane doing it. But
We're hoping
something
not.
tells me, and you mentioned this earlier, that the fact that we haven't extended Illuminor or Flott or Wandale may be because we don't want Joe Shane doing anything because he's gone.
He's gone. He knows he's gone. His
And
whole
so
thing has been written.
if that's the case, then I can live with that. To me, the worst case scenario is that he stays and didn't do any of that. So now we lose all those players and we keep Joe Shane. That would be the worst case scenario. So I'm hoping that that's not what's happening. So if the new GM comes in Tuesday and picks up the phone and calls Jermaine Illuminor's agent, fine. All right. Anyway, so listen, time for predictions.
Oh,
So this is the last one.
th-
You are the optimist. What do you think is going to happen in this game against Dallas?
this one, I'll be honest with you. This one I've been mulling. This one is difficult since it's the last one of the last game of the season. And again, you get that ambivalence of what do you want to happen. If we lose, we actually win. We could actually win. If we win, we lose. So knowing, even with putting all that out there, and I'm thinking honestly, and this is the first time you hear me say this year. I'm optimistic that if that the Giants will score a lot, but I'm almost a realist. I'm thinking I'm a realist in this one. I see this score being like 33 to eat like 17. I see the Cowboys taking this out early,
Okay.
early. I
Okay.
just
I listen, you heard all those defensive players that I mentioned that aren't playing or at
right.
least won't be 100%. So and Dallas averages 28 points a game anyway. They're fourth in the league in offense anyway. So yeah, that's not hard to believe that Dallas will score, 30 something on us.
I'm
I'm
scared about the
surprised you
running game. With
I'm
Dex, you talking
surprised
about
you only
when
gave
you
us
mentioned
17.
Dexter might be out. The running
Yeah,
game right there, I'm thinking, okay,
Dexter
now
might
the
be
middle
out,
is
Abdul
wide
Carter
open.
might be out, all kinds of things could go wrong on defense. So, okay, so there you go. Mazo says 33-17 Dallas. Um, I also am going to pick Dallas to win this game. And when I say pick, that's not what I'm rooting for, but the
No.
realist in me says that's what's likely to happen. So I think they're going to score more than that. I just don't think, with all these injuries and with Dallas's high-powered offense, I just don't think we can stop them very often. So I'm going to say Dallas 38. I think they're score a little bit more. Not crazy, but Dallas 38. And I think the Giants, you're close. I'm going to say 38-14. I think it's going to be a stomp. It's going to be a good beating. We're not going to get shut out. We're going to score some, but
Right, right.
38-14. And honestly, I'm expecting Dart to not finish the game, not because of injury, but when it's out of hand and it's the last game of the season, and what is the point of risking injury to him last game of the season? I wouldn't be surprised if he sits out the fourth quarter, and maybe they let Russell get the fourth quarter because this might be his last game ever.
True.
So they might say, out of respect to Russell, let's let him go out on the field instead of holding a clipboard in a game that is already well decided in a
Right,
season that has long
right.
been over. So that would be a gesture that I could actually get behind. So
I would be okay with that. I'd be okay with that.
so
As long as Dart's
38-14 is
not
my
injured.
no, I don't want
As long
Dart.
as Dart's not injured, I'm good.
I don't
I'm
want
good
Dart.
with that. Even though I
Anyway,
love
that's what
seeing
we think.
Jameis play.
And they might let Jameis play too, but Jameis is coming back next year. Russell is not, and may not be coming back anywhere. But that's what we think. Obviously, we would love to know what you think. So, we didn't even do our due diligence. Please grab the like button. Please share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff.
Please.
But what do you think about this game, guys? This is week 18, game 17 in the lost season of 2025. How's it going to go?
Be honest with what you're thinking now. Just don't, if you feel that you want the Giants to be on the lower end of the score because of the draft pick, say that. It's okay
Yeah,
to
you
say
can say
that. It's
that.
okay to
You can
say
say
that.
that.
Let us know. Hey, you've been here all this time, so we do appreciate you, and
Absolutely.
showing that you are a true fan. So hey,
Yes,
we appreciate you. Good.
absolutely. All right, Clay from Brooklyn, football with the fellas. And who is my partner here?
It's your man Mazo. It's all about Big Blue.
Yes, sir.
Again, we thank you. Appreciate your support. Yo, until next time, y'all.
Peace.
Peace. Big shout out to El Marquis Productions, the talent behind the music and production here at Football with the Fellas. It's all about Big Blue. Their beats bring energy and excitement to every episode. El Marquis' skills in mixing, mastering, and creating top quality sound make the podcast come alive each week. For your own projects, check out elmarquisproductions.com and take your sound to the next level.